Dinanath Dubhashi, the MD and CEO of L&T Finance Holdings, spoke with my colleague Jayesh Khilnani on a range of subjects, including liquidity and business outlook, and said that their ROEs will be a major parameter when they look for an acquisition target.
See, first of all, today the opportunities in the market are plenty. These are times when one can get greedy or one can get indiscreet in what one buys, just because it is available. We always believe in good preparation and having a very clear clarity of intent while looking at anything. Just because it is available, we won't buy. So anything that we do, whether organic and inorganic, there are three criteria that we have. One is that the industry is good and growing. Two, can we make a difference? Do we have a right to win? And three, will it make money? So these are the three major criteria. We have added a fourth, is that does it help our retailization drive? So we will not buy a wholesale portfolio, obviously, that's out. It should entail retailization. And if it is inorganic, the last criteria, which is most important, is what price you are buying, what price it makes sense. We are not for ego saying that, okay, we want this at any cost and we will go ahead. If you remain within these fundamentals, like we do in all our businesses, if you remain within these fundamentals, automatically you are able to sift through all these opportunities available and will reach the place. So that's basically, stepping a few steps back, I have answered. Very clearly we will look for something in retail, in agri, in housing, in SME. These kind of portfolios we may be open to. And size-wise, something less than 5,000 crores may be too less for us as a company buying. Okay. Portfolios you may buy a little less. And something more than say 25,000 crores may be too big for us to swallow. So that's the sweet spot in the retail areas. It's what we will be looking at the right price.
Sure. Now, since you've given us a flavor of what sector focus you're looking at and the size also that you're evaluating, but obviously you've been made some pitches. Can you give us a sense of some of those that have come on the table, and how are you assessing the valuations of some of them?
So pitches would be of two kinds. One is just portfolio buys, which keeps happening once in a while. But secondly, it is for companies, which is not that often, right? So the way we value them. So number one is all these criteria should be satisfied first of all, right? After that value, what we will look at is what is our value, what is their value vis-a-vis that if it is a listed company, and how will the profitability look after in a merge scenario, right? So that is number one. Number two, then we will look at what are the synergies we can bring in. Can we reduce cost? Can we reduce credit cost? Can we reduce funding cost? And based on that funding, how will ROE look over the next 2 to 3 years? Because one thing is clear that our God is ROE. So something where ROE will get depressed suddenly. Maybe 1 year it's fine, because normally when you take over 1 year it will go down, which everybody understands. But over 2 to 3 years, if ROE remains depressed, we don't want to do that. So obviously the price will be paid as much as the business deserves, and it can be up to the extent of synergies that we can generate together. So very, very conceptual thinking happens there. So that's where we are looked at, and various races, which obviously I won't be able to talk, but various races we have opted out also at the last minute.
Fair enough. Now, during our presentation, you mentioned that your favorite topic is liquidity management. Can you give us a sense of, how is your liquidity situation and how well are you capitalized?
Absolutely. So liquidity management, I said, is a favorite topic because we believed in remaining ready. So, liquidity as a topic has become important over the last 3 months because of this liquidity crunch. But any funding organization, especially NBFC, which depends largely on wholesale funding, liquidity should be at the foremost of the mind of the chief executive. So for the last 12 to 18 months, we have always kept positive gaps in the first year, right? So focus is that even the worst liquidity situation, which was there maybe the 15 days between 21st of September to about 10th of October, even in the worst of liquidity situations, maybe your growth can come in doubt, but your survival should never be in doubt. Before thinking of upsides, and upsides every CEO should think, but before thinking of upsides, your downside, your risk guardrail should be totally pakka. And that's what we have done, and as you would have seen in Q3, there was no hiccup in the way our profitability or margins went. Obviously, the hard work which went behind it obviously increased tremendously. Teams had to work hard, but outwardly what we delivered didn't move even an inch. And that